And to provide more insight on President Tinubu's visit to Rome, I'm now being joined by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Protocol, Ademola Oshodi. Good to have you on the news at this time. So, yes, we saw the Catholic Pontiff shake hands with several world leaders, including the President Tinubu, after his inauguration mass. Now, talk to us how significant this visit is in terms of diplomacy. Would you say it carries symbolic or strategic weight for Nigeria?
It does. It does in so many ways. It basically has a deeper narrative. It shows the fact that Nigeria is identified as a coexistence. So if a Muslim president can be invited, and he was invited to the papal for a papal visit, it shows the fact that his leadership, his integrity, and its fact that he's a progressive person can be invited to such a solemn, sacred event of the 1.4 billion Catholics to represent Nigeria. It says a lot about the type of leadership he represents. It shows the fact that it's the coexistence of Christians and Muslims in Nigeria is something that we should not take for granted. It shows the fact that the false narrative or the misconception that Nigeria is caught in the strife of sectarian conflicts, Christian-Muslim fighting and killing each other, which may exist, but it's not exactly that way. It could be a communal conflicts between herders and farmers. So it shows the fact that symbolism with the papal diplomacy is a great factor in Nigeria's soft power projection. It shows that Nigeria is an open place whereby freedom of religion, freedom to worship, freedom of movement is well respected. And
right.
The president's presence there states some of that.
Yeah, and during the Mass, we also understand that the Pope warned against marginalization of the poor, and of course, the rise of autocratic leadership, even as we understand President Tinubu reaffirmed the country's commitment now to interfaith dialogue, which he also positioned earlier, and of course, peaceful coexistence. But beyond the rhetoric now, what concrete step now is being taken by the administration to, well, actualize its commitment amid the rising internal conflicts, which you also highlighted?
Well, I think this is definitely one of the steps. Nigeria has shown the fact that the leadership is in tune. Again, the president was invited to this solemn occasion, so it shows the fact that the new pope, who has visited Nigeria quite a few times, sees the openness in the leadership of the country. I believe the president has met with a lot of religious leaders, Christians and Muslims, especially the bishops, which you mentioned. And it's shown the fact that is open for dialogue, is open for resolutions, and is open for seizing conflicts. As I said, the communal conflicts in parts of Nigeria, especially in the Middle Belt. And this symbolism of this visit shows that the president is serious, because you would notice that in his coming into power, having a Muslim president and a Muslim vice president, there was, of course, a lot of agitation and a lot of concerns that where the country was going. So it shows the fact that he's open-minded and he's very receptive towards hearing from all sides and visiting all sides. So this is definitely a good step towards the unity and harmony of the country.
Yeah, away from that now, there have been various interpretations now surrounding the presence of the former presidential candidate, talking about Mr. Peter Obi in Rome, where we also see that he was seen with the President Bola Tinubu. Can you, shed some light on the conversations that took place between both of them? Any ideas?
I believe the visit was accidental. Former governor of Ekiti State, Dr. Kaudi Fahimi was also in presence. I think they just cited the Nigerian President Bola Tinubu, and they expressed, they wanted to say hello to him and, just acknowledge their presence there. They had a little talk about him coming to their church, which he mentioned the fact that he was leading the Nigerian delegation to the investiture of the Pope. So it was just small talk. I think it was purely coincidental, but it's good to see the comradeship of Nigeria in all levels, paying respect to this new Pope. It's a win for everybody.
Indeed, a win it is. Thank you so much for your time with us on the News at 10. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Foreign Affairs and Protocol, Mr. Ademola Oshodi. We appreciate your insights on the News at 10 tonight.
Thank you.